The number one reason, boys, that your teams look something like this and not something like this is because you don't know what to trade on what days, and therefore you don't trade enough or you just feel lost, right? That is absolutely fine. It is hard to know what to do as a new trader when you're learning, right? To know exactly what to do on what days to get the most out of your coins with the least amount of time in the game. I get it, but that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to tell you what I would trade on every single day. So no matter when you're on the game, you know where you can spend in your time the most effectively. Right, we're going to start with Monday, okay? And what you need to know about Monday to Wednesday in FC26 and in every FIFA, these are the slow days. No matter what you do on these days, you are going to make more coins on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday than you are on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So let's say you can only trade a few days of the week. Don't trade Monday to Wednesday, just trade on the later days of the week, okay? That doesn't mean there's not coins to be made on Monday to Wednesday. That's what we're going to jump into now. But just so you know, it is definitely less coins than the rest of the week. We're on SBCs here because pretty much, boys, when we're talking about what to trade on different days of the week, it is all going to be revolving around content, okay? It's what content comes out on that day. Is there any rewards on that day? Is there any Evos, objectives, SBCs? That's everything that we're looking at today, right? Monday, the whole reason it is slow is often it is one of the most boring content days. Again, that does not mean you can't make coins. It just means there's nothing active to trade that's new and fresh on the game, right? So you're going to stick to content times when you're trading on Monday to Wednesday. So on Monday, for example, trade around 6 p.m. UK where you can. It might not be viable for all of you boys. And before you ask, I have just switched to my actual account, which does have the Ultimate Edition FIFA points on. So I've not put FIFA points on. Don't worry. But I was on my second Trade to Glory account, which doesn't have transfer market access yet. And I want to show you some of the methods, right? Because Monday is a method day. What do we mean by a method day? It means that you're not going to be doing anything special like investing. You're going to be doing the standard trading methods we speak about all the time, which one of our favorites is chem style trading. I always just seem to show Kirkez. He's definitely not the best player. I always seem to use him. And the fact he's that cheap, actually, I would look at doing someone else. So, for example, let's look at Selma Badger, who should be about fodder price at the moment, and it looks like she is, right? She's a great one to trade with at the minute, still with shadows and anchors. It looks like she is about 3.4 thousand coins. So again, boys, shadow chem style trading, compare price back out. You can do that on a Monday. You can also do silver fluctuations. So again, silver fluctuations, we've got videos about this, on the channel with all the information's on the Discord. We talk about it in the live streams. This is just what to do. We're not going to deep dive into the methods. But again, on Monday, silver fluctuation trading, where you can go through the list of meta silvers in the Discord, flick through them, and look if there's any undercuts on these cards. So again, Nonto, you'll be going to the end, and is there any undercuts? No, 950, nothing great. You'd be looking for like a 600, 700 coin that you could then, instantly flip. So you can do that on a Monday. And again, high-end budget does work on a Monday. So looking at icons and things, all the standard methods work. It's just a very flat day. You're basically not expecting big dips and big rises. I hope that makes sense, right? You're not going to be getting loads of packs on the market and things like that. So it's a flat day, which means it's pretty safe, but there's just nothing big to work on. So all the methods like chem style trading, mass bidding works great on a Monday, boys. Again, it just doesn't work as well as other days. Silver trading, fine on a Monday. Icons, fine on a Monday. There is, I guess, one Monday specific thing we can talk about, which is meta buys overnight, right? Monday is a FUT Champs day, which means you do still get some sell-off, right, from FUT Champs rewards. So we speak about this on the weekends all the time, about weekend sell-off, right? So meta cards like Nuno Mendes, as one example, they could get packed from FUT Champs, and therefore there's a possible buy time Monday overnight UK. However, I don't love this one. It's very dependent on if we get big enough drops, and we often don't, especially heading into Black Friday when EA try to crush the price of gold cards. I don't love it. So for Monday, stick to your method. Stick to chem style trading, mass bidding, silver flipping, and if you're on a higher budget, icons and fluctuations. Boys, then we are talking Tuesday, okay? What do you do on the game on Tuesday? Well, first thing to know, it's another one of our slow days, so it's very similar to Monday. However, there is one at least slight different in my opinion, right? So first thing to know, same methods, right? Mass bidding, chem style trading, icons. It's the last day of what I would call market stability. Monday and Tuesday are two of the most stable games on the days where we just see, flat line graphs on most of the cards, which means it's very safe for trading. We do get one extra thing on a Tuesday. We often get a daily SBC. Like, for example, do we have one here? Counts command. A lot of these will often come out on a Tuesday throughout the year. These can be amazing for sniping filters, right? Scream has been great for this. However, this will be the same throughout the rest of the year. If we ever get an SBC that needs high chemistry, i.e. this one needs 31, there are so many sniping filters that can make you coins, and they're not that hard to find, right? If I'm looking at this SBC here, straight away, yes, you need Romania players. Avoid that. That doesn't really matter. You don't need to go and snipe Romania players. Everyone on the game is doing that. Instead, if we ever get an SBC that has high chemistry, all you need to do is go for cards that are very strong league and nations and in the positions needed, right? So in here, you need 2 strikers, 2 centre-backs, 2 centre-mids. So I like, for example, 2 strikers, right? England Premier League strikers, Spain La Liga strikers, German Bundesliga strikers, French Ligue 1 strikers, right? Really strong position chemistry styles will definitely rise with these SBCs. You're looking at gold commons that go from like 350 coins to like 1,000 coins at times, but people will still list them at 350. So SBCs like this create amazing sniping filters. But apart from that, Tuesday is very similar to Monday, where it's mass bidding, chem styles, icons on fluctuations, and silver flipping. I guess the only other addition on Tuesday is if this pack, the daily SBC that you often get, does give silver supply, then you can go and look at silvers, but a lot of the times it doesn't. It's only tradable silver supply that we are looking at. But yeah, Tuesday, another slow day, but another method day. So boys, let's talk what to do on Wednesday. And the market often trends down on Wednesday as people are expecting rival rewards the following day. This is the last slow day on the market. It is another generic method day. There's a few differences, but just note the market does trend downwards into a Wednesday night, okay? That's very normal for a Wednesday. And that does give us one extra way to trade, but there's also another favorite of mine, right? Which is casino SBCs. They always drop on Wednesday and Sunday, and we will talk about it into the Sunday guide as well. But on a Wednesday, boys, if you're on any sort of high budget, casino SBCs are some of the easiest things to trade throughout the entire year. All you're looking for here is, if it's a hero SBC, the meta heroes, and if it's an icon SBC, the meta icons, because yes, there are icons and heroes that are not meta. You know what I'm talking about, the ones that you actually get in your casino packs, right? Like the Verons and whatever. All you need to look at here, right, is leading into the SBC. So before content, before 6 o'clock, do any of the meta heroes and meta icons get to a nice low point, right? Because no one is actually packing any of the good heroes and any of the good icons in these SBCs. So after they drop, the cards often sharply rebound. So for example, a good meta hero is Doombeer. If Doombeer drops into this hero SBC, get a nice undercut on him and he'll rise into the afternoon. It is the same with all meta heroes and all meta icons if we get a gamble SBC. But we did speak about rival rewards. So let's talk about what I like in rival rewards, and that is overnight flips. But again, I'm going to stress this one. Gold overnight flips are starting to get worse and worse as the year goes on. However, you can counteract that, and this is something I do like doing on a Wednesday night, okay? Wednesday night and possibly even Thursday morning, but obviously this is the Wednesday guide. You're looking at flips, but don't expect huge rises. This is mainly because in previous years, we got good rises on Thursday because people got a lot of coins from rival rewards. People don't get as many coins this year from rival rewards, which means there's a way I like to do it, right? Wednesday night and possibly Thursday morning, when these meta gold cards that you know from previous videos get low for flips, right? Instead of just buying them on a low, what you can look for is combine it with chemistry style trading and buy them with shadows and hunters only and undercuts. And what you'll find is it often adds a couple of extra 1,000 coins to the cards, which can be the difference between profit and loss. I'm dead serious, right? Imagine you got this Nuno Mendes for 80,000 coins, right? But with no shadow. He might sell tomorrow for 84,000 coins, and you know, with no chem style. And that means you're basically taxing the card or losing on him. Whereas if you could actually get the Nuno Mendes with a shadow for 80,000 coins, that genuinely will make him sell for like 2,000 or 3,000 coins more, which means if you pick up 10 of these cards, it's the difference between making nothing and making 30 or 40k. So combine it with chemistry style trading. People, even on these expensive cards, pay extra for the shadows and hunters. So yeah, overnight flips, but only with chem styles is what I personally like on a Wednesday night, the casino SBCs. And of course, it's another active slow day, which means mass bidding, chem styles, regular icons and heroes, even if there's no pack, they all work great. And do know that because the next day, Thursday, is a rise day, that anything you buy on a Wednesday, you can pretty much hold into Thursday afternoon and be fine. So the Thursday guide, boys, the market is now picking up. We're looking at making some big, serious coins. And the first thing we've got to talk about on Thursday is actually marquee matchups, because it's my favorite method to trade on the entire game. Silvers, we love silvers. Silvers equal money, people, okay? So marquee matchups, what do we get? We get silver supply. What does that mean? It means silvers come down in price. And what does that mean? It means we buy them, okay? This is so simple, boys. Use the spreadsheet in the Discord. We talk about it all the time. It just has all the meta silvers on, yeah? When marquee matchup supply comes out, one of the silvers on that list, for example, is Konya, okay? Just one example, right? Have this one for free. He is currently 2,000 coins, right? 1,800, 2,000 coins. We'll get silver supply on a Thursday, and I guarantee you with all everything I own, that you can win bids on Konya on a Thursday night for less than 1,000 coins easily. And I mean easily. That is doubling your coins. It is free money. You can win snipes as well, but I prefer bids because no one bids on silvers because they think, oh, silvers are cheap and, you know, don't make me coins. Bid on silvers, make some coins That's the first way on Thursday. The second way is what we spoke about before, which is rival rewards. This is kind of like Wednesday night, but it's Thursday morning, I guess. If you're up early on a Thursday, rival rewards can be a coin printer for 2 reasons. Chem style trading flips that we spoke about for the Wednesday guide, but more importantly, right? These come out at 8 a.m. on a Thursday. That means at 9 a.m., we can mass bid like crazy on some low-end meta and consumables, right? Rival Rewards, I think, brings consumable tradable packs and low-end meta. Low-end meta, for example, is Ball Day. He's low-end, but he's still meta, okay? It's at 1.3 thousand coins, 1.2 thousand coins, 1.3 thousand coins, right? At Rival Rewards, go and bid on so many Ball Days at 9 a.m., right? The hour after when bids are starting to expire. Go and put loads of bids on, for example, for 700 coins, right? And I guarantee you'll win so many cards. You can do it with consumables as well. Player chem styles and manager leagues are our favorites. Go and have a look at something like Engine, right? Engine definitely sells. I don't know what it sells for. It looks to be about 1.5 thousand coins. 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2,000 coins, 2.1. Yeah, 2.1 we got there, right? 2.1 thousand coins. Rival Rewards brings tradable supply of these on the market. An hour after it comes out, go and throw bids on for like, 1.1, 1.2, anywhere around here, right? Just put as many as physically possible for that hour between 9 and 10 a.m. UK and watch how many you win. It'll blow your mind. It's like trading you've never seen before. Mass bidding after rewards is like the #1 brain dead trader method. We just love it. But that is not all for Thursdays. Thursday's a great day for making coins because what you can do is icon and hero trading at any time in the day, right? Normally we say wait for content to icon and hero trade. But what you need to understand is Thursday is a day where the market trends up and up into Friday morning, which means if you catch any lows at any time on a Thursday on icons or heroes, it's an easy buy on a low to sell later in the day or later into Friday morning. So icon and hero trading is amazing. And the same logic, right, means that chem style trading works great. Players like Frimpong, who actually hold a bit of value, often trend upwards slightly on Thursday and Friday. Not enough to invest in, but enough to where if you can pick up, do regular chem style trading with Frimpong on a shadow, right? This card will trend up from maybe 10,000 coins to 11 or 12,000 coins, which is not enough to invest in. But if you get a shadow and do chem style trading, it's like you get the 2,000 or 3,000 coins from the chem style plus the 1,000 or 2,000 coin rise, and you can see how that stacks up on a Thursday. So Thursday is a great day for chem style trading, icons, silvers, just so much, right? Rival rewards, right? Go and make coins on a Thursday. It's a great day for it, but it is not as good as Friday. Let's jump into Friday. Friday, boys, is the best day for trading. The first tip for Friday is don't even touch the game until 6 p.m. UK. I can't show you the store packs because, again, like we always say, unassigned on silvers. But store packs obviously drop on Friday at 6 p.m. because we get, as you can see on screen there, Ultimate Scream Team 2, we get new promos. All you need to do is get liquid for 6 p.m. Just get as many coins as you can, sell everything, get liquid for 6 p.m. Don't even touch the game until 6 p.m. And then when 6 p.m. drops, here's how we're going to make coins on Friday, okay? 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. is a crucial time for coins, and we're going back to icons and chem styles, right? Anytime the market's in a dip and we're looking for it to rise afterwards, it's a chem style and icon day, right? So chem styles like Frimpong, we just said, buying between 6 and 7 at lows with shadows. He might not rise crazy amounts in the next few hours, but again, you're looking for that 1,000 or 2,000 coin rise. With a shadow, it adds up quick, and it's the same logic with icons, right? The market rises from 7 and 8 p.m. to up to about 10 p.m. So anytime we get a natural market rise, you can look at cards like icons and heroes in that low between 6 and 7 p.m. So that's amazing, right? So at 6 or 7 p.m. on a Friday when content drops, your chem style trading, and if you're on high budget, your icon and hero trading, okay? Then at 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m. on the game, we're back to mass bidding because what do we get, right? We mass bid when we get supply. Again, I said I can't show you store packs, but imagine all the store packs people open at 6 p.m. When are them bids expiring? They're expiring at 7 p.m. So the same logic goes. Chem styles and manager leagues for consumables, and then low to mid-end meta. You can even do someone like Frimpong, right? Let's say this Frimpong, I know we've just showed him, but let's say he drops from 10,000 coins, right? When packs come out at promo, he drops to maybe 8,000 coins, around here, right? You can then go and win bids on him at 7, but like here. Genuinely, there'll be so much supply on the market, you can win it for 6.5, 7,000 coins. He will then rise in the next few hours, maybe back to like 9,500 coins. You won yours for 6.5, but you won like 50 of them, and that's 150k, plus your chem styles, plus your icons. You're already up looking at like 200, 300k if you had some coins in the first place. If you're more low budget, you'll get to that in the future. Don't worry about it. But we are not done there for Friday. Let's talk Friday night overnight flips. Such an easy way to make coins. However, again, we're starting to see that meta golds, like we'll use De Jong in this example, They're not looking to rise as much as we get towards Black Friday because EA just naturally try and kill the price of gold. Happens every year, boys. It is not new. Sad, but it is not new, right? What this means is, let's say De Jong on a Friday night flip that we love all the time, right? Friday night is a huge low point as people open their champs rewards, and then people obviously buy them back Saturday morning, so that's why they rise. But again, we're not seeing as many rises recently with meta gold, so combine it with chem styles, okay? Look at Friday night, we're talking midnight, 1 a.m. into Saturday, right? Look for cards like this on a low, on 95,000 coins, but look for shadows only, right? So you're looking for 95 and below, 93 there, but if that had a shadow on, and then you can look to sell them into Saturday morning. So overnight Friday flips with all the coins you've made in the previous couple of hours where you're just looking to sell everything by 10 p.m.-ish. I'm calling 10 p.m. That's normally the high point on Friday night. So you buy 6 till 7, you mass bid at 7, you sell everything you've just won by like 9, 10 p.m. And then you can look to go again all in on overnight flips Friday night. Right, so you've just made tons of coins on Friday. Here is the Saturday guide. And Saturday is my favorite day for active trading. If you've got time on the game, you've got coins to be made on Saturday. And it is really simple, okay? It's back to the methods we spoke about before, such as, at the start of the video with chem style trading, mass bidding, icons, right? But it just works so much better on Saturday because more people are on the game playing FUT Champs. So this is like, forget rises and dips, right? The market on Saturday can be a bit murky, but simply just regular chem style trading, right? We're not looking for like big rises, just because so many people are on the game that you'll see so many of these cards come onto the market. So Batcher, for example, if you chem style trade with Batcher on a Monday, you're going to see a lot less cards than if you trade with her on a Saturday. I hope that makes sense. You can also mass bid, but there's no specific time for it. You're looking to do it throughout the day. And again, silvers, but silver supply is now dried up. So my preferred method on a Saturday, if you're active, is chem style trading. And then when it gets to 6 o'clock, that is the prime time on a Saturday, like it is for most days, 6 p.m. UK. So once again, look at icon trading. I hope you start to see a pattern here, boys, where a lot of the days are not too different. Same pattern throughout the days. You can always do some active trading methods. They just work better on different days. So Saturday, 6 p.m. is great for icons. I just don't like touching them before 6 p.m. because often what you'll see on Saturday is a slight dip. So, for example, on Thursday, when I said you can buy icons all day, Saturday's more of a buy icons like 6, 7 p.m. standard content time. But chem style trading you can do throughout the day. Boys, Sunday guide, the last day of the week. And do not sleep on a Sunday. There is amazing ways to make coins on a Sunday. Starting off with squad battle rewards. This is another beautiful time for mass bidding. We get squad battle rewards 8 a.m. UK Sunday. So, boys, you've probably already guessed it. But what does that mean? It means when we get to 9 a.m., an hour after awards, we again go and mass bid on low-end meta, chem styles. We showed you engine before. Hawk works fine, right? Let's just use Hawk as an example. 9 a.m. UK, Hawk's 1,000 coins. It'll drop a few hundred coins. Go and throw bids for like 300, 400 coins. You'll win loads, and then you can do this with manager leagues players as well. Squad battles is like an amazing time to mass bid an hour after, so that's a great way. There is, again, overnight flips and the standard active trader methods, but I'm not going to go into them now. We've talked about it loads in this video. So the same mass bid, chem styles, icons, they're great, and the same overnight flips into Monday, so they're all great. But what I do want to speak about on Sunday is something, again, really important. It's what we spoke about on Wednesday, okay? It is these casino SBCs. Today, as I'm recording this, it is a Sunday, and we are getting an icon SBC. And if I was not unassigned in silvers, right, I'd be looking at some of these meta icons in the pack to drop, right? Let me show you a high budget one. You don't need to look at this, but again, this is just one of the high budget metas, which is Chiellini, right? We're looking at an 88 icon pack. So he is one of the better cards you can get in it, right? He is currently 900,000 coins. This seems like a rarity spike. I'm not sure what he sits at normally. But essentially, if this card starts to drop towards content as people are getting scared that he could be getting packed in the icon SBC, and I can get a good low on this card, it'd be a great time to pick him up, sell later into Sunday. And that goes for any of the meta icons and heroes in Gamble SBCs, which we often do get on a Sunday. So, boys, that is every day of the week. You now should be equipped to go and make some coins and know what you're doing. But I get if you don't understand some of these methods, no worries at all. We do them live on Twitch all the time. But not only that, if you can go and check them out on this video here, it's the 0 to 1 million coin guide. We jump into a lot of the trader methods mentioned today, but in a lot more detail. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, boys. But always, or like always, until next time, I will see you all in a bizzle.